All right, hello everyone. This is Chador, the UFC commentator for TVN Sports in Korea. We are now joined by the former UFC interim lightweight champion, Tony El Kukui Ferguson. Hello, sir. It's an honor. Thank you for doing this.
Heck of an intro. That is a heck of an intro. Thank you, man. You're better than Bruce Buffer, brother.
I hope you liked it. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much for having me.
Now, you're returning to welterweight for the first time in 11 years. How does it feel? How is your preparation going?
It feels heavy. I feel amazing. 170 pounds is a little bit more of my walk around weight. Feel good. Put it this way. I wrestled in college at 165, won nationals there, at 152, one state there. But if you do the math, man, you're supposed to gain weight as you get older, right? So I put on a little bit more muscle, and I feel pretty damn good going into this fight at UFC 279.
Fair enough. Now, you're tied with Khabib Nurmagomedov for the most consecutive wins in the lightweight division. Do you think you'll ever return to the lightweight?
No. Khabib is tied for the second most amount. I got there first. So I was 12-0, like 12 wins in a row. That fucker came in and got that shit right after me.
Right.
So he's the one that's running up on that. They got that shit all confusing.
Thanks for clearing that up. Now,
absolutely. That Khabiber, man, he keeps on going on his world tour. I'm going to chase after that bastard one of these days. I'll just bait him with some tiramisu.
Now, speaking of which, I understand that you guys still go back and forth every now and then. Is there a possibility that the fight would ever happen?
Yeah, I believe it'll happen. If it's anybody that can get him out into fighting, that's me. I don't think anybody else, especially his father, saying that this is the fight to only make. And whenever he's ready, like I said, whenever I'm ready too. You know, we got the green light to go and coach against each other on the Ultimate Fighter. So we'll see how everything plays out after this fight, you know, coming out with our hand raised in victory. So I don't plan to go in there and lose.
As a fan, I hope that happens. Been waiting for a decade now.
I know, me too, man. It's going to be happening. So I'm excited too. Regardless, we're back. I feel really good, and I feel like myself again going into 170.
Perfect. Now, you're famous for your unique workouts, like training with a Wing Chun dummy and kicking metal poles. What are your inspiration for these creative training methods?
Getting out of my comfort zone, asking questions, and being a little bit more well-rounded. I love Wing Chun. I've always watched a lot of martial arts movies, and just being inspired, because anytime I get a piece of equipment, I want to familiarize myself with it. So I'll ask people how to do something, or I'll figure it out myself, kind of like guitar. I've always picked up something, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it can sit there in the corner, but usually you'll pick it up again. I like the Wing Chun dummy because I can emphasize a lot of my wrestling moves, my techniques, and not only that, some chi sao. I can move a little bit different with the dummy I like, and kicking the metal poles. That goes from not just being funny. I mean, that people happen to record when I'm doing that shit, but it's about shin conditioning and being mentally fortified to be able to do this. You're gonna go shin on shin. You gotta kick something hard, otherwise that shit's gonna hurt. So I'd rather feel no pain.
Wow, no wonder your fighting style is so creative and unorthodox.
Appreciate that.
You have previously stated on Twitter that you avoid hard sparrings as it limits your creativity. Is this still the case?
No, I went back to sparring. It took me around like 5 to 6 years to get back into sparring, but I did it. So we're back in it, and the last couple of years I haven't sparred, man. All I've been doing is just drilling and doing that. But I've got some pretty solid people, and I started getting my timing in. I don't like hurting people. I really don't. So when I'm in there, I'm still trying to be careful. But when I go sparring, it's like, come on, motherfucker, let's do this shit. Like, let's go. And touching the chin a little bit, touching the body, and getting the reaction that I wouldn't get if I was drilling.
Right, now let's talk about your next fight. Your opponent, Li Jingliang, is currently ranked number 14 in the welterweight rankings. What are your thoughts on your opponent, Li?
He's a strong opponent. He's a little bit taller than me. He's got solid right hands. He's got a nice left hook. He's got a right kick with a nice side kick. He's got some decent footwork and head movement. He's very beatable. I've done a lot of homework on this guy, and we've got some game plans for him and stuff. But where I feel like I'm strong is where he's strong at. And I know there's no big difference because before I got into lightweight, I was knocking these fucking dudes out at welterweight.
Wow, you're really good at hyping this fight. I'm excited for you too. Now, without revealing too much of your game plan, how are you intending to approach this fight?
Ankle pick. Just kidding. It's gonna be a lot of punches, man. I'm gonna hit him, and he's not gonna hit me, and bringing the pain without having to deal so much on myself. And come UFC 279 on the co-main event, we're going to steal the show.
All right, now finally, any words for the Korean fans who will be rooting you for this weekend?
Yes. Oh man, 감사합니다. This is a little bit, this is a little bit different, but I want to say thank you very much for following me. The Korean fans are fucking amazing. I'm gonna be real. So you guys, I want to say thank you so much and keep following me, man. And make sure you guys buy that shit on this weekend and stay tuned, man. Because not only myself, we have D Rod and Kevin Holland. You have myself and Lee Jing Liang, and in the co-main event, and then in the main event, you have Diaz versus Kamzat. And Kamzat's already been at it, man. I ran into that guy when we were signing a bunch of papers. I was like, "Come on, motherfucker, let's go!" Just kidding. Now there was security everywhere, but it's interesting, man. So it's Vegas, man. Anything can happen in Vegas.
Super excited. Thank you, sir. Tony El Kokoi Ferguson, everyone. Appreciate it.
Man. All right, thank you, buddy. Have a good day.
Cheers, you too. Bye.
He is the legend. Young God. He has asked for arguably the most avoided fighter on this roster. Chimayefu. To be uncommon amongst uncommon men. That is Hamzat Chimayev. I come in for everybody. I'm the jump. I'm the kicking.
There ain't no gangsters in this game anymore. I mean him.
Let's see who is the real gangster.